Hi, Ellen Belmont. How's it going today?
Good,
Very good. Hi,
Trey.
Trey. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm so excited to chat with you both about Off Campus. First off, this will be a spoiler interview, so feel free to speak to the events of the season freely.
Mhm.
I enjoyed the season so much. I think I watched season one in one entire setting. So when it was over with, I was like, I need season two. And I was kind of upset
Yeah.
that I couldn't watch season two. So I enjoyed the series, but I was upset about that. But
Right.
I
Oh,
can't
I'm
wait.
sorry.
I can't wait for people to watch, especially fans of these books. I know they're just going to love this series so much. Ella, I'll start with you first. I just spoke to Louisa and I told her one of my favorite scenes from this season was I think the end of episode 7, where Hannah calls her mom and she's like, my bike. And then she just goes into this, basically thinking about everything that she's been through to get to the point where she's at right at that moment. And I think it's I've never really seen grief and trauma kind of unpacked that way, and how she kind of thinks about the guilt that she has and what that means to the people around her, and how her mom is just like, unpacks it with her and lets her know, like, there's nothing you could have done. Like, you did everything right. This was not on you. So what was it like for you specifically to bring that specific scene to life? Because I think it's one of the standout moments from the season.
Oh, that means so much to me. That was a really special scene for me to film. It felt so natural and real. I mean, I relate to Hannah kind of eldest daughter syndrome where you you want to deal with everything yourself. You don't want to ask for help a lot of the times if she's struggling with her scholarship and all of these other things that she's trying to work through, and she doesn't want to burden anyone, and she thinks she can work it all out herself. So when the bike is like this catalyst for all of the stuff that's underneath, it's really it feels very real for her to first just call her mum and be like, the problem is my bike. And that is the confusion that our mum has is
Yeah.
so real because it's like, this is what is going on, but there is clearly so much under. And that is such a beautiful moment. I was saying that Shayla, who plays my mom, got to sit in. She came in and she sat with me a few meters away, and we just had that conversation in real life versus just being on the phone, which felt so special and raw. And yeah, it was a scene I will never forget. I thought that was such a special and beautifully written as well.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that bike was like the manifestation of the shroud that was
Everything.
back.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
that was that moment. That was that moment right there. I
Totally.
realized. And Belmont, for you, how would you describe Garrett's journey? I feel like he's going on a journey this season of. I feel like so many years he's probably felt something within himself. He's kind of always used that to relate to his father. It was like, I'm thinking that he's his dad in some sort of way. And I
Yeah.
think that this season he's kind of going through the process of untethering himself from the idea that he's just going to become his father. So how would you describe that journey for him throughout the course of season one?
Yeah, I think Garrett like inherently knows that he's different than his dad in certain ways, Like Garrett is a extremely thoughtful and caring person, but that doesn't resolve his biggest fear that like he's going to end up that way regardless. Because like as a boy, like you're impressioned by the example that you have at home, and so like that's the example he had. It's the path that he's the most fearful of going down himself. Wrestling with control is a big part of how that made Garrett into a young adult, is that he needs control over everything. He's got a lot of rules that he lives by. He's extremely particular. And he thinks that, if he can keep everything in line and folded nice and neatly, that like his life is going to be okay and that he's going to be okay. And so, when that type of system bleeds over into the relationship, he starts to see that this is actually creating friction in my life where I thought it was going to work for me. Then begins the undoing for him. And so, it is, like you say, a journey of Garrett finding his individuality apart from his father, becoming a man that he didn't have an example for. It's a really beautiful story for Garrett's growth into becoming his own person.
Absolutely. So I feel like I just love the journey that these characters going through this season. I feel like it
Yeah.
just the last episode just like put everything together.
Yeah.
So thank you both so much for chatting with me. Can't wait to see season two, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you.